This review is made possible by Toyota of Naperville. Toyota of Naperville is the largest Toyota dealer in Illinois with hundreds of new and used vehicles in their inventory. Visit www.toyotaofnaperville.com or in person at 1488 West Ogden Avenue in Naperville, Illinois.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2020 Toyota Camry TRD. Up front is a 3.5 liter V6 and down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now, this is the TRD package. TRD stands for Toyota Racing Development, and there's a lot that goes with that. It's mostly an appearance package, but we'll talk about it now. So the TRD package contains the body kit. That's that aggressive front bumper, the front lip, the spoiler, the grille, the side skirts. All of that appearance package is part of the TRD, as well as the larger 19-inch alloy wheels, as well as the 12.9-inch front brake discs up front you're seeing behind that 19-inch wheel, as well as a TRD exhaust, which I will give you a listen after we finish the interior. In here, I get these red seat belts as you're seeing right now. I get a red leather stitch steering wheel, TRD shift knob, TRD seats finished in red stitching as well, and then red stitching throughout the rest of the vehicle. I do also get stiffer suspension and chassis strengthening with the TRD package, so this does sit a little bit lower and ride a little bit stiffer than the normal Camry. Now, I will give you a listen to that great exhaust. I really do think it sounds good. But that is what is in the TRD package, and the TRD package is $1,700 more than the next tier down Camry. However, this is not the top luxury tier, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on. But let's get back to that 3.5 liter V6. It makes 301 horsepower, which actually isn't bad. It actually produces a good amount of horsepower. Last week, I raved about the Mercedes E350 you could buy, and that makes one more horsepower. This is solid. It feels good. All right, so we're on the test track. It is nice and warm. I will put it into sport mode. I'll try to get some exhaust here, but we'll see. It pulls pretty well. It definitely pulls. It feels quick. You're going to have fun driving this car when you really lay into it. Highway on-ramps, spirited back road driving, this isn't the worst thing in the world. You have to keep remembering that this is a Camry. Like I said, paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, it shifts pretty quick. It's not a dual clutch, but it's starting to get there. It's starting to get pretty dang quick. Last but not least, this is front-wheel drive, which does create a slight issue on acceleration. Grip is not always your best friend. So let's talk about the interior. We have quite a bit to go through here. Well, in front of me, I have two main gauges and a screen. On the left is my tachometer with coolant, and on the right is my speedometer with fuel. And then in the center, I get my typical Toyota screen. I can look at my messages, my settings, information. I have 22 miles to go on this tank of gas, 9.4 mpg, eco indicator, my miles per hour in digits, my tire pressure, blank screen, and then we're back up to the top. I am not a big fan of the gauges, and here's why. It is right now 10:02 a.m. on a Tuesday morning, and these gauges are not easy to read. Yes, you can actually change that in that center screen. Like I just said, you can put your miles per hour in digits, and that makes it a million times easier to read. If I owned this car, I would keep that up there all the time, because this red in this sunlight isn't great. I'm sure at night this looks fantastic. It looks cutting edge. It looks aggressive and sleek. But during the day here, it doesn't look cutting edge or sleek or fantastic. It's like walking through a frat house after the biggest party of the year. You're just kind of disgusted and, quite frankly, a little sad. Moving on to the steering wheel, I have a bunch of options. Here on the left, I have my controls for that center screen, my phone options, volume options, and voice command. On the right, I have my radar, cruise control settings, lane keep assist settings, skip track, and mode. Like I said, the steering wheel is leather wrapped. I like that a lot. And I do get paddle shifters, which is a nice feature. I can paddle shift if that's something I would like to do later on. To the left of me, I have 4 buttons for my automatic headlights, traction control off, trunk open, and gas cap open. And then on the door, I have my power windows, power locks, and power mirrors. Now moving into the center, this is something that I'm so happy Toyota is finally doing, and that is I have Apple CarPlay here in the 2020 Camry. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, I apologize I keep having the same rant, but if you have not heard my rant yet, Toyota just recently adapted Apple CarPlay. They are way behind the ball on doing so. Some of even the current Toyota models you cannot get with Apple CarPlay, and I think that that is absolutely atrocious. The base model Kia Rio and the base model Chevy Spark both have Apple CarPlay standard. A $31,000 Toyota should have that, and thankfully, finally it does. Apple CarPlay makes life so much easier. However, talking about the actual radio bezel itself, I'm not a big fan of the volume knob because it doesn't have any clicks. It doesn't have very good feedback. It feels very numb and disconnected. Don't really like that. But the tune and scroll wheel does have clicks and does feel very connected. So it is a 7-inch display. It is touchscreen. I like it a lot. And down below that, integrated into that, I do have my climate controls. Very simple, basic, and easy. I don't actually have dual zone, which is a little disappointing to see in a car this expensive. However, it's working pleasantly. It's cool. It is what it is. Down below that, I have a little cubby hole as well as a 12-volt, 120-watt outlet, my USB in. That is how you connect to the Apple CarPlay. And then the rest of the center console, I have my TRD shift knob, my Eco, Normal, and Sport mode. Yes, I can put this car into Sport mode or Eco mode. And then my power parking brake and brake hold button. Brake hold is a big deal because if you're in stop and go traffic, you just hold the brake a little bit harder and then you could take your foot off and the car won't move. I absolutely love that. I have a car at home that has that, and I was stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic one day, and it made life so much better. So I'm a big fan of that feature, and I think more cars should have that. But overall, the center console is very pleasing to the eye. It sort of has this swoop going from the left, coming around to the right. It sort of has this moving sort of feel to it. It's really well designed. I just think the volume knob could have used a little bit more feedback, but besides that, overall, it's very, very nice. Now moving on to the seats, they are power. Well, at least the driver's seat is power. The passenger seat is manual. But the reason I point out that that's power is that TRD Tacoma does not have power seats, and that is almost $15,000 more. However, they're not memory, and surprisingly enough, they're not heated either. The TRD package, it's a more sporty package, I get that, but I really wish it did have heated seats, of course, for the price of $31,000. They are comfortable. Like I said, these are the TRD specific seats. They're not as sporty as I thought. I thought they'd have larger bolsters on the side to kind of keep you in place in the corners. But we do have back seats, so let's do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2020 Toyota Camry TRD. The red seatbelts carry on back here. I absolutely love that. I think if you're going to have red seatbelts, you might as well do the whole car. I absolutely love that for sure. Legroom is great. I could sit normally and my knees don't touch the front seat. Headroom is good. I'm 5'11", got probably about an inch and a half to spare, sitting totally upright. Interestingly enough, I don't actually have a center console from what it appears. It's just one solid piece of leather. I have a little cubby hole down here, but besides that, nothing really too crazy. The big point about the back seat is the legroom, is the space back here. The Camry is a longer sedan than the Corolla or Yaris, so I could sit back here and I feel like a normal adult. I can't say that about the Corolla or the Yaris. Sitting back there, it's very cramped, especially for a big guy like me. This, I feel normal. I can sit normally. If there are 4 people in the car, we're not going to be itching for more space. It just works, and I love that. So of course it's a new car. We have the TRD floor mats still in the bag. Camry TRD specifically, which is really, really cool. That's nice that they actually specify. However, something that was pointed out to me is that I don't believe those rear seats go down. I don't believe that they actually fold down, which is a little bit upsetting, so you can't stick stuff up and through. But besides that, pretty large trunk, and the trunk opens on its own. You hit the button and it actually fully pops up, which is very, very nice. Now we have to talk about the looks. I mean, this is the most aggressive looking Camry I've pretty much ever seen. And I don't know how I feel about it. I think the wing is a little bit tacky. I think the body kit is a little bit too aggressive for a Camry, for something that doesn't really have that performance backing of it. If they put a turbo on this, if they did a 3.5 turbo, or even the Tundra motor, could you imagine a 5.7 liter Camry? That would justify this big old body kit, this aggressive aero. But it's just more plastic added to the body at that point. And so let's get to my final thoughts about the TRD Camry, which is, I don't love it. I'm not insanely over the moon with it, but if I were to buy a Camry, this is 100% the one that I would buy. Because I am a car enthusiast, I enjoy hearing the exhaust. I enjoy the driving pleasure. I like throwing things into corners. I like having something different and unique. There are millions of Camrys all over the world. You could stand on a tall tower, throw a rock, and you'll probably hit a Toyota Camry here in the US. This is the best-selling vehicle for the last like 20 years. And so this sets you apart. To be honest, I can't think of the last time I saw a TRD Camry just out and about in the world, at Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, whatever it may be. I can't tell you the last time I saw one. And so if I were to buy a Camry, I would want to stick out from the crowd. I wouldn't want to blend in with every other Toyota Camry there is. And with this, you definitely stick out. You definitely stick out. This is something that will make you stop. I was actually showing this car to a friend, and someone else just came up and just started looking at it and took pictures of it. He really liked it. He liked the look of it. He thought it was aggressive. He thought, you know, with some tints and a little bit lower, it would be great. This is a little bit of a showstopper in the Camry world. And so on that basis, this is the one that I would buy. If you're looking for Toyota Camrys and you're an automotive enthusiast, you like driving, you sort of like the aggressiveness, you like that exhaust, you want a little bit of showboatiness, this is the Camry for you. And I'm so glad that Toyota is making TRD products. I wish that they would just turn it up a little bit. I wish it had that performance boost to really back up that aggressive kit. The last thing I'll say is that you have to keep in mind that this car is $31,000. At least that's the MSRP. Of course, your local dealer might have differences. However, $31,000, that's Mazda Miata money. And this is infinitely more practical than a Mazda Miata. Is it more fun? No, but it's fun enough to balance out with the practicality. 4 doors, it's a big sedan. The trunk is very spacious. It gets good gas mileage. It has Apple CarPlay. It has radar cruise control. It's well equipped. And so this car is for people that like cars, enjoy cars, but they don't live, breathe, eat, and sleep cars. And that's fine. I understand people like that exist. Not everyone is like me, where if they're not thinking about cars, they start to get worried. If you enjoy driving and if you like cars, but you need something practical, this isn't a bad option. And the TRD package is only $1,700 over the next tier Camry. So I'd say it's worth it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me take out their brand new Toyota Camry TRD. They have a couple of these on the lot. I actually got to pick what color I wanted and went with this silver one. I think it just looks absolutely fantastic. But they do have a black one on the lot. They had a red one up until recently. But, of course, check out their website. They're always getting new inventory. They are absolutely awesome. It is not only up on the screen, but it is linked in the description below. I cannot thank them enough for getting me into this Camry. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really like to. Take care, guys.